Well, more than a year after the floods, Colorado's lakes and rivers, they are still affected. And if you've traveled near the St. Vrain or the Big Thompson, there are obvious scars that you can see. But what you don't see are the effects underwater. 7 News photojournalist Major King has more on the declining trout population.
When I drive Big Thompson, I try not to look at the river.
Along the scenic mountain highways of the Northern Front Range,
we had populations of maybe 200 trout or so per section, and now we're down to maybe 10 or so.
a significant decline in the fish population.
They were impacted by the flood, quite honestly.
Ah, yes, the flood.
There was a lot of sediment redistribution, a lot of energy during those floods, and a lot of channel change.
There was little doubt of a long-lasting impact. In its wake, roads were rebuilt in a matter of months.
The problem, though, is that the way it was done created something that is much closer to an irrigation canal, a very straight, narrow, uniform channel that has really minimal fish habitat. Fish-like diversity. They created such a uniform, homogeneous river. I can't imagine it would have taken that much more time to have a little more diversity.
Our primary concern at that point in time was getting people back connected with the rest of the world.
Steve Yamashita is with Colorado Parks and Wildlife.
The habitat and the fisheries were of primary importance to us, but it came in after the welfare of the people that were involved in these floods.
When the money comes, his organization will be charged with restoration.
Our biologists know these rivers better than anybody, and we're really good at building rivers. We really are.
It's going to take a few years. It depends on how quickly the actual engineering is done.
And I think we can get it back to the point where our populations are close to what they were before, if not better.
In northern Colorado, Major King, 7 News.
Now, the timetable for restoration depends on funding. The state is considering using $25 million in HUD money for restoration, which would actually mark the first time that housing funds would be used for habitat restoration.